coverage of the Central Kansas Free Fair Parade is brought to you by Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer for a complete line of parts and accessories. Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant in downtown Abilene. Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years. Northwood Mini Storage, a size to fit all, best prices in town. Pinnacle Bank, where community matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Member FDIC. Paws and Claws, your one-stop critter shop right here in Abilene. Ferguson Farms, reminding you to stay safe around farm equipment and proud to support 4-H. American Family Insurance, Agent Brian Teichman. Pursue your dreams, we'll protect them. Heartland Healthcare Clinic in Abilene. Experience caring with compassion. Make Heartland Healthcare Clinic your healthcare clinic. M&M Tire and Auto, your local participating Napa Auto Care Center. One stop for complete auto service and tires. And Eagle Communications.
It's a beautiful day here in downtown Abilene, Kansas, and it's a beautiful day for a parade. It's the 2014 Central Kansas Free Fair Parade right down the street, right down Buckeye in Abilene, Kansas. With me here today is Larry Avery and David Hawksworth on camera, and we're here to just add a little bit of color to the parade that's coming by.
Well, I think by looking at the list, folks are going to see a little bit of everything. It's going to be not only a great day for a parade, but it looks like a lot of great entries.
And of course, heading up the parade is our local police. And followed by the fire department. Look at that fancy. It looks colorful, but I'm sure it has a purpose.
That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would look really neat at night.
Unless it's coming to your house, I guess. And following up the Abilene Fire Department is the Dickinson County Sheriff's Department, walking the entire parade, throwing out candy. Frisbees, throwing out Frisbees too. Sheriff Gareth Hoffman and his crew. There we go. Hey. Bubble gum.
All right.
Thank you.
They have the boots on the ground. They're not riding.
And coming up next is the Mounted Flag Corps. It carries the flag of the United States and Kansas, in addition to all the flags of the major fair participants, the Central Kansas Free Fair, the Wild Bill Hickok Rodeo, and 4-H and FFA. The flags are carried, and I'm going to need help with that.
Linda Balser.
There we go. And her daughter, Teddy Balser Doman.
It's always a neat part of the parade, and it never seems like it's kicked off until you see a group of horses.
And that is followed up by our Grand Marshal, Gary Hauser. It's probably unusual for Gary to be in the parade this year. Normally, I think Gary's announcing the parades.
Yeah, I was speaking with Gary the other day, and we were talking a little bit about that and how fitting that he should be at the beginning of the parade instead of on the sidelines. And I kidded him. I said, I'm surprised you aren't going to be there with a microphone talking to all the fan goers. Yeah, and like David said, 50 years of broadcasting right here in Abilene. Abilene's own Gary Hauser.
That's followed up by a vehicle and a banner for Governor Brownback. And some of his supporters walking the parade route, handing out candy. It's a political year. We're going to see probably a little bit more in the parade this year as we have politicians. We have the primaries coming up in August and, of course, the general election in November. It's always good to see them out walking the parade route, meeting the people.
Well, there's certainly been a lot of spirited activity, if you will, already this year.
Laverne Myers, Dickinson County Commission, is a Republican. That's followed up by Lynn Peterson. Lynn's walking along handing out candy. Thank you. And school's not even in session yet, but they always have the band. It is the Abilene Cowboys High School Band.
And that's led by the Abilene dance team. While we've got a little break in the action, I'd like to remind folks that today's broadcast is brought to you by a lot of our fine sponsors that include Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant in downtown Abilene, and also the folks at Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years.
And Larry, it says a lot about the high school kids that they're in the parade. School hasn't started yet, but in order to get the kids to march in the band, those kids are giving up some of their summer to participate, be part of the community, and following up right behind them is the fall athletics, cheerleaders, and football. We love our Cowboys. And coming up next is the local Army National Guard unit. It's Bravo Battery, the Field Artillery home unit here in Abilene, Kansas. And it looks like they're having an open house coming up. And nice round of applause from the citizens along the route, thanking our military members. And following up here, we have John Barker for Kansas House. Walking along, he's got 3 vehicles.
He's a longtime judge and resident of Abilene.
Now, what can you say about the people following up that? Well, it's Eagle Communications.
They look kind of familiar, don't they?
Yeah, our community connected pretty early in the parade this year. We'll see if we can grab anybody's attention to wave at us. They're unaware that we're over here. We sneak up on them. Providing cable, internet, phone service all across our area, Dickinson County and Chapman, in Abilene, of course, and Solomon, Clay County, Wakefield, and Clay Center, Marion County, Hillsborough, Marion, Florence, Lincolnville. There's one of the bucket trucks that lifts the guys up high so they can make sure everything is still working fine. Good group of people.
I'd like to recognize some of our sponsors. That would include Northwood Mini Storage, a size to fit all, best prices in town. And Pinnacle Bank, where community matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Member FDIC. And also the folks at Paws and Claws, your one-stop critter shop right here in Abilene. I'd like to thank these sponsors for helping with today's broadcast.
We're just across the street from Frontier Estates, which makes a beautiful background to the parade. Nice and trees and nice crowd of people out. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I don't think this could have been ordered up any better for a July 31st.
Here is Miss Rodeo America.
Miss Rodeo K-State.
And here's a little cowboy. That's about the size of horse I think I'd be comfortable with.
Well, he's definitely in the lead, and he's got it going on. Look at that.
He's
That's
good.
cool.
He's good at waving.
Yeah.
Here's some of the clowns from the rodeo. And they are quite entertaining. In between, there's a lot of that time for them to be out there performing, and they make it a real enjoyable night with their antics.
And they are certainly athletes in their own right.
Oh, you betcha. Here's the Ram Rodeo Series truck from Marshall Motors over in Salina. Every year they have a truck that's done up like that. Really nice looking truck.
Dodge is a big, big sponsor of rodeo.
And Tough Enough to Wear Pink. That's coming up Friday night at the rodeo. Help support the fight against cancer. Now here comes another big part of Abilene. Great Plains. Great Plains Trucking, carrying a number of their Land Pride units. And that is a very good looking truck.
Yeah, Great Plains is a tremendous partner in our communities in this area, and we're really, really appreciative to have them here.
It's one of those industries sometimes in town you're maybe not aware of all the things they do, but boy, they produce a lot of machinery used around the world, I believe.
Absolutely.
And next up is CTI, Concordia Tractor Incorporated, here in Abilene. Now, every vehicle that comes by, I think, well, that's the one we need for production. That'd be a nice little production truck.
And they tell us here that folks that have joined in are the CTI Gator Girls.
Ah. Now, I'm not terribly familiar with farm equipment, but I think this is the first time I've ever seen tracks like that on a vehicle. Is that a new thing?
No, not a new thing, but it's getting to be more and more a part of a lot of the tractors that are being built nowadays.
And of course, the green John Deere, you know when you driving down the highway and see one of those in the field, what they're using.
There you go. Well, it seems like every year the equipment gets a little bit bigger.
Of course, I don't blame them. If you're out in the field, I think air conditioning, music, I would want all of it. It's exactly what I would want. And of course, here is the Aisha Shrine Color Guard. And they are followed by the Legion of Honor, Isis Temple in Salina. They're enjoying themselves, waving at the kids, being in the parade. They're always a big part of parades, big part of their communities. Dwayne Barker, Potentate.
That's followed by some of the folks out of the Junction City Fort Riley Shrine Club.
Yeah.
Louis Slavic.
And next is Tim Fowler, also from the Junction City Fort Riley Shrine Club. Boy, it's good weather to have convertibles too. Yeah, I don't think it could be a nicer day today. Yay!
Certainly wouldn't be complete without the Shriner Clowns, and here they come. Now, isn't that just a pretty cool little car?
Now, is that street legal?
Yeah, it is right now for about an hour, hour and a half.
I think I saw something that low at the lead sled event. There was some hot rod. Boy, I can't imagine you'd hit any kind of a small bump without feeling that. But that's a nice looking car there.
Oh yeah,
Director staff. What is that, a particular model or is that a specialty?
You know, I'm not sure.
That's a specialty right there.
Yeah.
No horse carriage.
A little bit horseless there, as they say. I'd like to recognize sponsors that would include Ferguson Farms, reminding you to stay safe around the farm equipment, and they're proud to support 4-H as well. American Family Insurance, Agent Brian Teichman, pursue your dreams, we'll protect them. American Family Insurance, right here in Abilene. Also, M&M Tire and Auto, your local participating Napa Auto Care Center. One stop for complete auto service and tires too.
And coming up next, we have Village Manor. Village Manor salutes current and former members of the 4-H who have joined the club. 1 out of every 7 adults is a former 4-H member. We thank you for their work in making things better. They put some work into a float.
They did, absolutely. And they got the right idea. They started with some shade.
There we go. They're followed up by some vehicles from Memorial Health System, and of course Village Manor is a part of the Memorial Health System.
And I might add, one of today's sponsors includes the folks at Heartland Healthcare Clinic here in Abilene. Experience caring with compassion. Make Heartland Healthcare Clinic your healthcare clinic. They're also part of the Memorial Health System.
And this looks like it's Learn and Grow Depot. Join the club to learn and grow. The Children Development Center is accepting fall enrollment for all ages, 6 weeks to 12 years. Come and join the club.
And that's also a part of the Memorial Health System right here in Abilene.
Oh, these folks are going to be tired at the end of the parade.
There's a little bit of work going on there.
Impact Sports and Fitness, come join our club. Impact Sports and Fitness is demonstrating a wide variety of exercise options. The newest class is the bar class. Impact Sports and Fitness is in downtown Abilene, part of Memorial Health System.
I think they're going to be ready for some Gatorade towards the end, if not sooner. But also like to recognize as a sponsor, Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer right here in Abilene. For a complete line of parts and accessories, see Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer.
This next float is from Hospice of Dickinson County, and a lot of work went into that float. Hospice is very caring.
Very well done.
Oh, yeah. And followed up by Memorial Health System. I think they're handing out water. I think that's what they've done for the last few years on the parade route. There with the list of all the parts, and it is quite a system here in Abilene, Dickinson County, doing so much important work, reaching out to the community.
They are busy.
They have big tubs of ice,
I was
too.
gonna say, they got a lot going on there. Big thank you to all the folks at Memorial Health System.
All right, in front of you now is M&M Tire. I haven't seen that logo before on the shirts in front of us. I didn't recognize it, but I tell you, M&M Tire, when I had a flat tire at the library a few weeks ago, M&M Tire, just a couple doors down, it was fixed before I got back out from the chute.
Yeah, they do great work, whether you need something done to your car, your truck, or need tires for your car or truck or service. They're the folks to see in Abilene, M&M Tire and Auto. Also one of today's sponsors, and thank you.
And this might be a car from Home Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and Cadillac dealer for over 30 years. Good luck to all the 4-H'ers. We applaud all your dedication and hard work. And that's a pretty red car. You go on the lot at home, you'll see a lot of pretty cars.
Yeah, they've got a great lineup, GM does, and Tim and his staff do a great job of helping you find a car and taking care of it.
I'm not so sure I'd call that pretty as much as I'd say it's impressive.
Yeah, that is definitely
That's
impressive.
a big vehicle. Followed up by a big black Silverado. Do we see Tim in any of these?
No, haven't seen him yet.
Is that his son?
I might be mad.
Yeah. I think we see Matt in the last vehicle.
Some great looking rides.
Oh, yeah. And of course, you can hear the music coming up behind them. Behind the home vehicles is the Abilene Middle School marching Longhorns.
The band's composed of 7th and 8th graders, all filled with Longhorn pride. The band's under the direction of Mr. Toby Weishauer.
And once again, it's pretty impressive to have these kids turn out probably, about 2 or 3 weeks before school actually starts to participate in this parade. This is a big, big parade for the community, for this area, and people turn out to participate.
And it won't be long. The marching bands will need to be getting ready for high school football.
That's right. We have a nice delivery truck here from Design Central over in Salina, Kansas, the Office Environment Specialists. And that's being followed up by Absolute Towing. And that's a nice looking truck. That young man's just waiting his turn, too. Every day he's probably asking if it's his turn to drive the wrecker. And behind Absolute Towing was Farm Bureau agent Renee Veal. Absolute Towing of Abilene, Kansas is your 24-hour towing service that just went by, and also Renee Veal is the Farm Bureau agent with the offices located here in Abilene. You know what that is? Up next is Last Chance Graphics here in Abilene. If you need shirts printed, logos, anything that you need, Last Chance Graphics is the place. Foley Equipment. They've already run out of candy. Oh, I think they're getting reloaded. It's going to be a long parade if they'd run out of candy this far. We're pretty much right at the beginning of the parade.
Foley Equipment's located nearby in Salina.
Now I would say they're your cat dealer. Look at these. It's hard to imagine we've still got August to go through, but at some point we may need that guy for snow. All right, Webb Home Center. It's your local building supply store for new construction and your modeling needs. They supply lumber, hardware, doors, windows, roofing, siding, shower and bath kits, cabinets, and interior finishes. And I guess I wasn't aware that Webb Home Center had farm equipment.
It's like they've extended into a little bit of Farm King there. There's a rake, and followed by a big grain handling.
I was waiting for it to come into range to be able to read the sign, and I realized it's some more Webb Home Center stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how big they're making these what they call grainovators, if you will.
You might want to check their website to see what all they offer. And next is Abilene Concrete Supply. Please say hello to Abilene Concrete Supply. They are the local producer of concrete ready mix. Abilene Concrete Supply employs 7 local staff.
Now that's a concrete truck you won't easily miss.
Yeah. And coming up now, it's the Lions Club. And it looks like maybe they're sponsored by K&R Propane LLC. Locally owned and operated by Ryan and Tammy Riffle. Looks like they're supporting maybe the Lions Club and some of the youth in town. Now this has become a staple of almost any parade I've seen in the last few years. It's the silly old broads.
Now you'll notice that it's the world famous Rockerettes.
Well, it's Rodeo City presents the world famous Rockerettes. High-steppin' silly old broads who are going to rock your world.
We'd like to recognize some of our other sponsors today that include Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant here in downtown Abilene. Also, Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years. And the folks at Northwood Mini Storage, a size to fit all, the best prices in town. And don't forget Pinnacle Bank, where community matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Member FDIC.
All right, here we have H&H Plumbing. And H&H Plumbing is a plumbing and AC contractor that is locally owned and operated since 2005. Our company can assist you with a wide range of services, including water heater and AC repair. Call today for a free estimate.
Other sponsors of today's parade include the folks at Ferguson Farms, reminding you to stay safe around farm equipment, and they're proud to support our 4-H. Also, Brian Teichman, your local American Family Insurance agent. Pursue your dreams. We'll protect them. American Family Insurance, Agent Brian Teichman here in Abilene.
And here's a candidate for Kansas Insurance Commissioner Clark Schultz. He's got a lot of folks walking with him, handing things out, getting to know the people, letting the people get to know him. Looks like he's a Republican for the insurance commissioner's position. Now, he's got a perfect place if you're running for office. He's got an American flag on his truck, but he's being followed by a huge balloon American flag,
which is part of the Celebrations Party Store here in Abilene. They're located in downtown Abilene. They carry over 30 solid colors of paper goods, lots of themed items, and as you can see, specialize in balloon decor.
That's very impressive. How tall would you think that is?
Well, it's a good thing that the wind isn't blowing too hard.
And look at it. It only really takes 3 people. I figured it would take more people. That's
well done.
That is very nice. And we're followed up by the Buckeye Saddle Club. Here comes the familiar red shirts of the Buckeye Saddle Club. This is the 49th appearance in the Central Kansas Free Fair Parade. Next, we have Abilene Bible Baptist. The name of the church and the project is giving out water to the people who attend the parade.
It's Abilene Bible Baptist Church and the Academy out there. Would also like to recognize as one of today's sponsors the folks at Heartland Healthcare Clinic here in Abilene. Experience caring with compassion. Make Heartland Healthcare Clinic your healthcare clinic. And also M&M Tire and Auto, your local participating Napa Auto Care Center. One stop for complete auto service and tires.
And there are a lot of people here with the Abilene Bible Baptist Church and their academy. They're all now catching back up to the water train. And that's something that's kind of a recent development. I think Memorial Health System was the first group I'd seen at a parade handing out water. But that's a really smart idea, especially here at the beginning of August. We've lucked out on the weather. It's probably a good 20 degrees cooler than it was last year. I think they're going to have great weather for the fair. We were out there at the fairgrounds this morning, and it was very enjoyable. It's just nice to be out there when it's cool.
Yeah, this is kind of a strange deal to be July 31st, be fair time in Abilene, and then it's not pouring rain or it's not 100 degrees.
Yeah. Well, here's our good friends at Abilene Animal Hospital. Abilene Animal Hospital is again supporting the theme of Join the Club, and they are encouraging people to consider adoption as an option when looking for a pet. Join the club and adopt a stray. All animals represented on the float today are adopted pets. Abilene Animal Hospital takes pride in serving your local community animal shelter. They are proud of the great pets that have been given a second chance through their Adopt a Pet program. Thank you for loving and supporting animals in our community. And Stout Service is coming up next. Stout Service and Sales is a full-service lawn company. They can make your well-groomed, weed-free green lawn and make it the talk of the block. They have hard-working staff of technicians to be on your lawn at all times, whether it's applying the recommended lawn treatments or just giving your lawn the proper grooming it needs. Stout Service and Sales. Followed up by Mid-Kansas Co-op. They have been serving farmers in central Kansas for 49 years. See the friendly staff at Mid-Kansas Co-op for all your grain and agronomy needs. And I saw the word agronomy coming up, and I'm lucky I grew up in Kansas because I knew what that was.
There you go.
I think in certain parts of our country you would hit that word and have no idea.
I'm sure you're right there.
And here's the Lions Club. The Abilene Noon Lions Club supports many local charities, including the library, worldwide support for vision and immunization projects. Second time around Thrift Shop is coming up next. They're the Thrift Shop store for furniture, clothing, antiques, sporting goods, and more. If you need it, we can get it. All reasonable offers considered. Second time around Thrift Store. ICU Mobile North Central Kansas is a nonprofit organization that assists women and men facing an unplanned pregnancy. They offer pregnancy tests, limited ultrasound, and accurate information on pregnancy options, medical community referrals. All services are free of charge. And now you see Briggs Auto Lane. They have been serving Northeast Kansas for over 35 years. They offer new Buick, GMC, Nissan, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, and Subaru, along with huge pre-owned inventory. You can shop online at any time at briggsauto.com. And we have someone for the U.S. House of Representatives. He's walking along here. And I'm sorry I would say his name, but I'm not exactly sure what the name on the placard says. Oh, La Police?
La Police.
La Police. He's followed up by some vehicles from Marshall Motors. Marshall Motors is a dealer of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram trucks, and Nissan, located in Salina, and they are a proud sponsor of the Wild Bill Hickok Rodeo. All right, Bruna Implement. Bruna Implement Company is proud to serve the area farmers for over 65 years. They offer a full line of Case IH farm equipment, including 45 models of tractors from IF 600 horsepower. And here comes some Case equipment. Now, is Case always red?
Yes.
Okay.
It is nowadays, anyway. Didn't used to be.
And these are impressive vehicles. You're watching this on TV, obviously, and you see the scale to the little kids, but they're just such impressive, large vehicles. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of money to farm today. And we're lucky to have dealers like Bruna Implement and CTI and these companies in our communities, employing people, helping with farming. Next we have Chris Kobach. I think he's our first statewide elected politician we've seen in the parade, actually walking in the parade today. He is our current Secretary of State running for re-election. And it says, "My daddy will keep Kansas elections clean." Followed by our good friends KJIL, Radio for Life. And this is a group, and I'm not sure if we've got their information, but they do wraps of environmental services, and they're giving away painted rain barrels at the fair. I saw some of their barrels earlier today. Here's a New Holland tractor. And it looks like we have a string of New Holland equipment. And they have a wide variety. We started with blue and orange, and now yellow, and another blue and red.
And then they mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Some blue, red, and yellow.
As I say, that's a very colorful outfit right there. This would be the JC Saddle Club, the Junction City Saddle Club. Formed in 1951, provides citizens of Gary County and its members with equestrian-related events such as trail rides, clinics, and Eastern Kansas Horsemen's Association sanctioned horse shows.
We'd like to recognize our sponsors today, and we really appreciate their help in making this broadcast possible. And those folks include Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer. For a complete line of parts and accessories, see Abilene Auto Parts. Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant right here in downtown Abilene. And also the folks at Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years.
And we have a nice truck from Home Automotive Center pulling a float that says Be Fit Club, and I think, is it Sterling House, maybe?
Well, it's the Be Fit Club.
Yes, on the back it says Sterling House.
Sterling House.
Okay.
There we go.
We didn't quite know who it was, but there's another vehicle with Sterling House. I think they're showing some of the exercises on that float earlier that some of the residents have an opportunity to participate in.
And they're representing the Sterling House campus, which is here in Abilene.
And this is still part of Sterling House, their Be Fit Club, walking the parade. That'll get you fit walking the parade route, I'm sure.
There you go.
Hey, it's Don's Tire coming up next. Don's Tire has been here since March 1st of 1982. That's 32 years in the business, doing passenger and light truck as well as farm and truck tires. Don and Betty would like to thank all the customers for their patronage over the last 32 years. And this is Long MacArthur out of Salina, showing off some of the fancy cars that Ford has to offer. Long MacArthur's a rather large dealership over in Salina.
You know, Brian, I think some of these kids are going to need large bags to take everything home. I hope Mom and Dad brought some sacks with them.
This parade was sponsored by your local dentist. Go get a checkup before you go back to school. And now we're seeing Steve Z's Abilene Car Sales. It's Abilene's newest dealership. And if you haven't driven past there, he's got quite a few cars.
They have. Folks out there have a little bit of everything, as you can see.
Boy, they do. That Avalanche is a nice looking vehicle. It's another big part of the community, having places, different options that people need when it comes to buying vehicles. And here comes our friends from Salina Media Group. You can listen to John Anderson on Sunny 102.5. It's your wake-up station.
And there's John now in his Sunny 102.5 van.
And they're followed up by Y93.7, playing today's country and home of the new wake-up show with Dusty and Roxanne. All right, this is Prestige Shepherds and Crossheart Kennels. Prestige Shepherds sells quality line of German Shepherds, and Crossheart Kennel provides loving boxers at a reasonable price for family homes. You can call 785-280-9388 for more information.
I believe those dogs are enjoying the ride to a point.
Well, kids and animals on floats.
Yeah.
Can't do any better.
But as they say, it's early in the parade, so. Folks from Crop Service here at Abilene with one of their Terragators.
And a lot of young children along the parade route doing a good job of staying off the parade route. The police sometimes have to come down and just remind them gently. want to stay back because some of these vehicles that come through, some of the farm vehicles are really, really wide. But everybody's doing a great job, having a great time.
Looks like they're having a fun time there.
Yes. This is Join the Club, Faith Rocks. Faith Rocks is a faith-based horse ministry providing for area youth in Dickinson County. Weekly lessons are provided, weather permitting, allowing kids to explore their faith and love of horses. And behind them, some more horses, but this is the Abilene FFA chapter. Abilene FFA is a youth organization that strives to develop agricultural education for students in premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. And those are some young people that we talk to, I think, every February, January. Always impressed, very well-spoken young people.
Well, throughout our area, FFA, the chapters just do a wonderful job of getting the kids ready for their next stages of life.
And the one thing from our standpoint is they're so good at presentations. You put a camera in front of them, a microphone in front of them. They don't need any coaching. They just go right to it. They're comfortable making presentations, being in front of people, and that's very valuable for their careers. Here comes your ride, Larry.
Yeah, there you go. I've been wondering where it's at.
I believe this would be the raffle combine.
Chase Farms, Lucky 14.
I guess we're going to assume that's going to be in the Combine Derby.
Yep, that looks like that's ready to roll.
And now we're going to get to see some of these are really enjoyable to see some of these older model tractors people have lovingly restored. And I would expect it takes a little bit of practice to learn how to drive some of those. The way it seems like they're working the clutch to keep them going.
Yeah, you have to pay a little attention to drive those. Matter of fact, a whole lot of attention.
Oh, this one's the hot rod here. And after those fine tractors, we have Jim Toes, I believe, or Tabs, I'm sorry, this is the pronunciation, mayor of Inman, Kansas, and running for state senator of the 35th District. And Cook Real Estate. They have been family owned since 1964, located in Abilene since 2005. Becky Schwab, Shelley Crane, and Yvette Ebright, I believe. Got that right? They can find you a home of your dreams. Cook Real Estate, results that move you. Here's a gentleman that we see at every parade. I'm not sure what his name is. It's not listed, but he's always carrying the banner reminding people of the faith. And here's First Bank, Kansas. A house ready to move into, I think. First Bank, Kansas, for all your banking needs now and in the future, serving Abilene since 2005. Come and join the club. And that is Charles Hanson. And I believe it says 3 tractors. I think maybe one of the ones that's following up is his. Every once in a while things get out of order too, so I'm not sure if we saw one of his trailers earlier, or one of his tractors, that is. Now, what's the legal driving age for farm vehicles? Because these kids seem to get younger and younger. Now here's a story that, it's a big story people may not be aware of, but rawhide portable corrals from here in Abilene. They started in 2002 with John McDonnell as the sole employee. They have grown since to 25 employees and shipped to 38 states in Canada. We had the opportunity to see in those things. They're amazing. Started right here in Abilene.
Designed and built right here in Abilene by John McDonnell.
And he's followed up by the Fragrant Hilltoppers 4-H Club. They have 20 members and they're based in northeast part of Dickinson County. The members are active in a wide variety of projects and community service. One of their community service projects is providing bird feed and filling feeders for the Chapman Valley Manor. And I believe we have some royalty now from the Central Kansas Free Fair Parade, or from the fair.
Let's see, that says Tri-County Free Fair royalty, so that's from the folks down south.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now we have Gorilla Guttering, which is locally owned and operated. Yeah, every once in a while we have to wait until he gets really close to us or past us to know exactly what we're talking about.
We'd like to recognize our sponsors that include Northwood Mini Storage, a size to fit all for the best prices in town. Pinnacle Bank, where community matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Member FDIC, Pinnacle Bank. And also Paws and Claws, your one-stop critter shop right here in Abilene.
And coming up next, we have American Legion Post 12, asking everybody in the crowd to support our troops. They are from Harrington, Kansas.
We appreciate them taking time to come up and join us here in Abilene on a real nice day to have a parade.
And earlier, the group earlier would have been from Harrington too, isn't that right?
Yes.
And the pace of the parade's picking up just a little bit. That was an impressive show of motorcycles. We have DickEdwardsAuto.com coming by in one of their big vehicles. They are now at their new location off I-70 at exit 295, serving the entire area for 27 years. And I don't want to start any rumors, but I think Hulk Hogan was on one of those motorcycles, or a man that looked very much like Hulk Hogan.
Certainly didn't.
Well, and that was an impressive group, and I don't think we have necessarily...
Let's see who they were.
Is that what this is? This was the veterans, supporting veterans and military was the motorcycle group head.
And those folks were also out of Harrington. We appreciate them coming up and joining us today.
And there's some beautiful vehicles here going by from our friends at Dick Edwards Auto Plaza. And I hear that the new building they have is pretty impressive. You can see it there on the interstate.
Would like to thank some more of our sponsors that include Ferguson Farms, reminding you to stay safe around farm equipment. Ferguson Farms, proud to support 4-H. Also, Brian Teichman, your American Family Insurance agent right here in Abilene. Pursue your dreams. We'll protect them. American Family Insurance.
And now we have Shuro for Congress, Jim Shuro is a fourth-generation Kansan born in the Big First District. He was raised on the principles of the Kansas heartland. And now Tri-County Telephone. The friendly folks at TCT are working hard to make sure that rural America continues to thrive through access to advanced services like high-speed internet, high-definition television, home and video monitoring, remote computer repair, and much more. With our fiber optic connection, TCT is making sure that rural is cool. And next up is Mark Stevens, and this truck was purchased new in 1975 and served the Solomon community until 2009 when it was replaced by a new truck. He bought the truck in 2011. Looks like it's ready to go out and fight fires today. And here comes Alco Stores, a big part of our community. Alco Stores have been serving rural America since 1901. And they have boxes of candy they're handing out. Always fun.
The youngsters are certainly busy.
And next it's Ken Umber, who is the Libertarian candidate for governor of Kansas. And he's walking the parade today. He has actually been featured on a show on Eagle Community Channel 2 by James Holland. James Holland's one of the guys helping carry the sign. And he does have quite a few people with him handing out material. It's kind of nice to have a wide variety of people putting their hats into the ring. Makes for an interesting November. But really, if I was riding in the parade, that's what I want to ride in right there. Why don't they make cars like this anymore with the fins? It's
well,
beautiful.
They tell
car.
us it was bought in 55, new in 55. Bought this 55 in 1990. And obviously, they like 55. 24 years says that.
Channel Seed is up next. They've been selling Channel Seed for 27 years in Dickinson, Gary, Ottawa, and Saline counties. Now I'm going to tell you a behind-the-scenes secret. You can hear the gunfire going off. When I'm running the camera for the parade, you can see the camera shake in the past because those gunshots go off, and I'm not aware they're going off. So maybe David's a little bit steadier on his end, but these are these are the gunfighters from old Abilene town.
Certainly kind of a noisy bunch, aren't they, Brian?
Are. And if I could grow a beard like that, I would. But if you can't grow one like that, what's the point? That's awesome. And this is Central Kansas Free Fair 4-H royalty coming up next. We'll get them all to wave in the camera. All right, we have some Allis-Chalmer tractors and Minneapolis Moline.
I think what's so neat about those old tractors is they're so simple.
Coming up next is a young man that was actually participating in some of the interviews we did this morning, Drew Miller. We have Mackenzie Riffle, who's queen, Sarah Johnson, attendant, Chance Haltgreen from the Fragrant Hilltoppers. We interviewed some of those people at the young people at the fair. They're great people. Why, this is the man that's running for governor, I believe, the Democratic nomination, Paul Davis, walking our parade route in Abilene today. Davis Docking.
Thank you.
It's fun when it's an election year. We get to see a lot more people turn out, a lot of people participate. Kind of the parade gets a little bit bigger, a little more exciting. It's nice to see them come and walk the parade. This is Straub International. They have 7 locations in central and south central Kansas. Your case IH. I'm going to need help with that one. Mahindra and Polaris dealer. Hey, we got another. Attorney General Schmidt is walking the parade route. It's nice to see him here. Derek Schmidt has been serving as Kansas Attorney General since 2011 and is seeking a second term. And this bubble machine is Kansans for Ken Seltzer. Ken Seltzer is a CPA, and he's a candidate for Kansas Insurance Commissioner. In addition to being a CPA, Ken has 32 years of directly relevant insurance and business experience.
Now that's a fun effect.
No, that's a good one.
It's a fun effect.
That is. You'll have to remember that when you start running for office, Larry.
Yeah, there you go.
Up next is Cowtown Nutrition, providing quality feed products to North Central Kansas. You can call Nick for all of your feed needs. 785-479-3333. All right, it's our good friends at Abilene Rental and Sales since 1975, offering rental of homeowner to light industrial equipment, U-Haul trucks and trailers, propane, and now a UPS shipping location. And following him is Staven Strutters, the Salina Parks and Rec Summer Baton Program. Staven Strutters and the Salina Parks and Rec Baton Twirlers range from age 3 to 20. They perform at July 4th Play Day in the park and will be marching in 3 area parades. They are coached by Linda Staven and Kelsey Graves.
They get started young, don't they, Brian?
Oh, they do. And that's another thing that you expect to see in a parade.
Yes.
Now, how to describe this? I'm not sure. I think we're seeing a demolition derby car. I don't know if it's being prepped for the demolition derby or it has completed a demolition derby.
I think it's had what you might call a little experience.
This is Meisenberg Liquor up there on top of the car, pink and black. Number 28, it looks like. Followed up by Kansas Best Realty. And they've got a nice float with some kids. It says, someday I will work, vote, get married, fight for your freedom, a number of different things. And they are throwing out beads along the parade route. And I believe the next one here is Pizza Hut. At least that's what they're advertising. Serving up Pizza Hut tonight. Now, of course, by the time you watch this, it'll be later, but you can still probably go and talk to them about pizza. They're cooking it for booking it. Hey, green team from Clay Center. There's a Dodge Ram. Dodge Jeep dealer, I believe. Isn't that right?
You bet. And it looks like they brought a little red, white, and blue, as they say. A little bit of everything.
Isn't that him? Parade wave. That's got to be a sight, seeing them drive back north after the parade. All these fancy, nice little cars. Green team of Clay Center.
And the candy continues to fly.
Here comes Next Tech Wireless. Started out in western Kansas, I believe, but they're making their way into the Salina market, I think is the closest they are here to Abilene. But Next Tech Wireless offers wireless phones.
Big thank you to our sponsors, the folks at Heartland Healthcare Clinic here in Abilene. Experience caring with compassion. Make Heartland Healthcare Clinic your healthcare clinic. The folks at M&M Tire and Auto, your local and Napa Auto Care Center. One stop for complete auto service and tires. Also, Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant right here in downtown Abilene.
Still a great crowd. Still nice and cool. A lot of people fanning themselves. I see a few Eagle fans. I think we were handing out some fans along the parade route earlier in the parade. And I am going to point out that there's somebody right across the street from us wearing a Fort Hays State shirt. I've got to say something about that because I'm surrounded with KU and K-State.
Get a little equal time, huh?
Just a little bit. Here's another candidate for office. David Powell running for insurance commissioner. And I'm going to assume that's Mr. Powell walking right there. Republican for insurance commissioner. This is a good opportunity to get out and meet people. Maybe people didn't know who he was. See him on the ballot. You get an opportunity to see him here in a parade. Now, was this the color of the Minneapolis Moline tractors?
Yeah, those are the early day Minneapolis Molines.
Now, we've seen one before. Those are...
Yeah, I think that's Jared Hoover, and I believe he restored that himself.
That's a great color.
It's just a job well done.
He's followed up by the Jolly Jayhawkers 4-H Club. We'll get him to wave at us. And I think that's a sandwich now that it's closer to us. Is that what that is?
I think so. They're certainly enjoying a nice leisurely ride through the parade.
It's nice to see these kids put in some work too. Those floats have looked nice. The things that people are riding around in the parade, it just makes it more festive to watch the parade that way. This is Christner Technical Solutions. Solutions for all your technical needs.
If you have a sick computer, Christner Technical Solutions probably help you out.
And coming up next is ChisholmTrailClassicAuto.com. Showing off some of the vehicles they have available, shooting water to the crowd.
A couple nice old Chevy trucks all dolled out.
And they do look nice. I'm assuming maybe some of these are some of the vehicles, some of their other vehicles too.
You bet.
Those are good looking trucks.
Looks like they kind of specialize in the old Chevys.
And there's just something about those older trucks, the way they look. They just have a unique good look to them, especially that two-tone orange and white.
Yeah.
It sounds like the engine in them's a little bit bigger than my car's engine too.
Automobiles were a little different back then. Slick old Jimmy.
That one says Harrington Police. That's an old style car. That's the Andy Griffith kind of car.
I was going to say, that brings back some of the old movies, doesn't it? The old police cars that you saw.
Or you'll see the Highway Patrol has an old version of a car like that sometime if you're out on the interstate. You like to see them driving the opposite direction, though, not right behind you. This is Hawken Energy. It looks like they provide wood furnaces. And that's quite a furnace. Behind them, Wick Buildings. I think it's almost too much candy for the kids to keep up with right now. Now this is a good-looking fire truck. This is Grant Township Fire District of Abilene, Kansas. And here is one of the newer businesses in town, Auburn Pharmacy. They're up on Buckeye. They have a sign that says free vitamins. If they were throwing out vitamins, I don't think the kids would be quite as excited as they are.
I think they'd be standing there watching.
Yeah, I
probably.
think this is candy, but.
No, Auburn has two locations here in town, downtown Abilene and up on North Buckeye.
And I'm sure that's some kind of a program they offer. You could always check their website or just stop in and talk to them about it. Ask them, what's this free vitamins I hear about? Tell them you saw them in the parade. I was also kind of hoping the blue shirts were Kansas City Royals shirts, but they're Auburn Pharmacy shirts. Now you're going to have to help me for the initials LDI.
We're going to have to get a little closer. My eyesight's not that good.
I'm thinking it's farm implements of some kind. Lang Diesel Incorporated.
Followed by a line of the Terragators. Spray rigs and tractors and
It's always fun to see that kind of machinery all cleaned up out on the street. You don't always get a chance to see it. It's out in the field doing the hard jobs. Hey, here we go with Horizon Farm and Ranch Realty. Behind them is a float for Dr. Milton Wolfe. He is running for the Republican nomination for Senate, to be the Kansas senator from Kansas. One of the nice things they're saying is reminding people to vote. That is very important for people to get out and be part of their community and vote. And that looks like that might be the end of our parade today.
As we wrap up, I'd like to here again put out a big thank you to our sponsors for today's parade, and they include Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer here in town, Amanda's Bakery and Bistro for breakfast and brunch, Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years, the folks at Northwood Mini Storage, the folks at Pinnacle Bank, Paws and Claws, Ferguson Farms, American Family Insurance, Agent Brian Teichman, Heartland Healthcare Clinic here in Abilene, M&M Tire and Auto would like to thank all of you for being sponsors of today's parade.
Thank you, folks, for watching. Thanks for watching Eagle Community Channel 2, and you have yourself a good evening.
Coverage of the Central Kansas Free Fair Parade is brought to you by Abilene Auto Parts, your Napa dealer for a complete line of parts and accessories. Amanda's Bakery and Bistro, your breakfast and brunch restaurant in downtown Abilene. Hassman Termite and Pest Control, serving you for over 50 years. Northwood Mini Storage, a size to fit all, best prices in town. Pinnacle Bank, where community matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Member FDIC. Paws and Claws, your one-stop critter shop right here in Abilene. Ferguson Farms, reminding you to stay safe around farm equipment and proud to support 4-H. American Family Insurance, Agent Brian Teichman. Pursue your dreams, we'll protect them. Heartland Healthcare Clinic in Abilene. Experience caring with compassion. Make Heartland Healthcare Clinic your healthcare clinic. M&M Tire and Auto, your local participating Napa Auto Care Center. One stop for complete auto service and tires. And Eagle Communications.